Tell me what makes Penix the best quarterback in the division. This one guy who's a film-watching guru tells me that Michael Penix is the best quarterback, but what have we seen him do? What critical moments have we seen? Baker Mayfield runs laps around that bump. Schnarf. Where are your receipts?
4th and goal. Penix. End zone. Touchdown. Held on to.
Oh, it's about to get good. How about a Bird Bath deep dive? Capiche, little beast. Welcome to the Falcons Bird Bath by Point Game Official. I'm your gracious host, C. Mitchell. Check us out on YouTube at Point Game Official and on Facebook, Point Game. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button in the comments. Apparently, Kirk Cousins isn't president of OTAs.
I don't give a
In my mind, that's actually probably a good thing. I want my young, inexperienced quarterback who didn't play much last year getting all the reps with the starters and number ones right now. This week, I want to hit you guys with a little bit of game tape about Michael Penix, because my previous episode sparked a lot of debates from other fans of the NFC South who said that Baker Mayfield is actually the best quarterback. All type of people told me that I were crazy. Family members that I got up in Indiana are telling me that they think Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFC South. Even my homie Bert from the 95 North Sports Show and Bleacher Report hit me up, and we had a little bit of a combo about Penix. And I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm a Falcons fan, but first and foremost, I'm a football head. And I give credit where credit is due. I don't want to sound disparaging or anything. Baker Mayfield is a former first-round #1 draft pick. And he showed us why he was last year. He had a phenomenal career year. So I'm not taking anything away from him. Today's episode isn't about Penix being better. Let me give you 3 reasons why I feel like Falcons fans should be very optimistic about Michael Penix moving forward. 1, we have a pretty good offensive line actually intact. We have a cohesive unit that didn't give up a lot of sacks to Kirk Cousins, who was actually a not mobile quarterback at all. Michael Penix is a lot more athletic, and he's going to be operating a lot from pistol and shotgun as well as under center. But he actually can get away from the rush, which leads me to my second point about Michael Penix. He has a wicked play action. His play action looks exactly the same as what you get on the run action. And one of the plays that the Falcons use a lot is this long stretch outside zone. They do it heavily from single back formations. You look at this play right here with Kirk Cousins earlier in the year, where he hands it off to Bijan, it looks exactly identical to what Penix does right here versus the Giants and a couple of other teams with his play action. The linebackers and safeties up so deep on plays, but he can actually run and boot and get out of the pocket, and that just opens the Falcons offense a lot more than some of the things that they can do this year.
To run a successful play action offense, you don't need a burner.
Yep.
You know, we got Ray and we got Darnell. Darnell's a 4.3 guy himself, 4.38. Ray got some 4.4 speed. The thing that will work excellent with this Atlanta in play action is both of those guys are outstanding in space.
I mean, I'm going to do you one even better. There's a play, they like to run a lot of single back. So it's going to be a lot of 11 and 12 personnel, right? One of their play actions, Drake running that route across. Drake is about 15 yards over the middle of the field. It's like you said, you don't even need the burner. It helps when you got more burners. And last but not least, I feel like Michael Penix has great fundamentals. And in adversity, you go to your training. It becomes muscle memory. I said this to a few fans, and they told me it was just surface level throwaway comments. So I'm going to explain what I mean a little bit more about his fundamentals. First and foremost, Michael Penix makes really good decisions with the football. Now that might sound cliche, but the first and foremost directive of a quarterback before you do anything is first do no harm. Do not put the offense in worse positions. Don't throw any unnecessary interceptions. Don't have any turnovers. Don't take any unnecessary sacks. And Michael Penix does all of that. He's got really great pocket presence, meaning that he feels the rush. He's not looking around. He's not panicking. In the face of a big hit, he's still going to deliver a highly catchable, accurate pass. He's not afraid of the contact. And that's what you want to see out of your quarterback. You don't want a guy that's flinching under pressure. Nobody's great under pressure, but you have some guys who are better. And Michael Penix is one of those guys who's able to move the pocket. As the rush is coming, he takes a couple steps here and there, and that extends a lot of plays for him. And he's been able to show you that early on as a rookie. He also doesn't stare down receivers. He goes through his progressions, first read, second read, and then delivers wherever he needs to. And one thing he does exceptionally well is he looks off defenders. Even on a screen, for example, he looks off one way, sells the fake, and is patient and dumps it off to the screen man, and they go for a first down. These are things that it takes years to master for some quarterbacks. And being good with decision-making as a quarterback, knowing which passes to make, which passes not to make, is something that a lot of strong, sure-arm quarterbacks actually struggle with early on in their career. As a matter of fact, that's something that Baker Mayfield struggles with a lot of the time. He has one of the most underrated arms in the NFL. Really strong cannon and tough, has a lot of moxie. Because Baker is so sure about his arm, he actually takes a lot more chances than he probably should. Michael Penix doesn't do that. I love his anticipation on timing on throws that we saw last year, provided that he only got limited reps last year with starters. As we all know, during the season, backup quarterbacks don't get a lot of reps with the first team. You need your starter to get all of those reps and chemistry and timing with the first unit. And for Michael Penix to come in at the end of the year and play against a couple of good pass rushers in Denver, the Giants, and Washington, and have some of the timing that he had with some of the guys, I think it's actually exceptional. Now, people want to talk about how he had some accuracy issues and all of that, and these are things that I do want to see improve next year. But I believe as he gets more reps and more timing with the guys, we're going to see a big improvement in that. But if there is one area that I think Michael Penix could improve, it's going to be his timing and accuracy and getting a lot more chemistry with the starters. Now I'm going to jump into a little bit of our conversation and talk that I had with friend of the show, Bert, from the 95 North Sports Show. Now, he's been on the show before, and we've had some really interesting discussions. You should check out some of his content in the link in the description below. But he saw what I said about Baker Mayfield, and he was really inspired. He gave me a few reasons why he actually thought that Penix is the best quarterback in the NFC South.
Didn't he go to Carolina for a bit before he went to Tampa?
He did. He stopped in Carolina, and then he went to the Rams.
And then he went to the Rams. All right, so the point that I'm trying to make is no other quarterback league-wise has benefited from young, talented offensive coordinators than Baker Mayfield. Liam Cohen was an OC, and you saw the turnaround with Baker. Why? Because he put Baker in situations that he didn't really need to think because he had the assets. Godwin and Mike Evans still has them. What did that do? That translated into Liam Cohen. So really, he's just a benefactor of what he had in coaches. I don't think Baker has the talent to be like, okay, I can run this offense or run this scheme efficiently or effectively if not for the coach. The coach has to be one of these up-and-coming top-tier coaches in order for Baker Mayfield to succeed. Baker's going to drop significantly this year. I will put down what I got to put down on that in past year. I don't see it. He's going to regress. He's going to regress, man. A lot of us felt like he would have regressed when when Dave Canales left. But little did we know Liam Cohen's ability, with the Rams and what he was able to do over there. He came in and he kind of just like picked off where Dave Canales left off. I don't feel like Baker's is gonna be that. The best quarterback right now in the South it's got to be Michael Penix, man. It's not, and that sounds biased, but. It sounds biased as fuck.
You sound homer because it's like, okay, so people do, I've got a lot of people hit me saying it's Baker, and the main reason is because they feel like Baker is just the most proven. It's like, oh, well, you can say that because he's done this. Right? And it sounds biased because it's like, people are like, well, what have you seen from Penix to show you? It's only been a short sample size. But when we look at the mechanics, I'm like, it's not biased if you could actually back it up. O-line is pretty solid. Baker takes a lot of sacks. And see, that's why, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's those type of things. Baker takes a lot of sacks. Baker looks down wide receivers sometimes. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna make ill-advised throws because he thinks he can just make any throw, and he can't make all of them. But he's got a strong enough arm to do it. I think he's almost Kirk Cousins 2.0.
Yeah, that's very valid.
He is in terms of like his playoffs, like his results and stuff, because he's never been out of the divisional round. He's got more wins. That's why I say is more 2.0. But he doesn't. Kirk would always get you to winning seasons and then suck in the playoffs or whatever. But they're always gonna throw that interception or have a fumble or have some type of turnover or costly mistake that they're gonna make. And the number one thing about quarterbacks is not about processing. It's not about having a good arm. It's not about making certain throws or any of that fancy stuff. The number one thing is to first do no harm. Yeah. As a quarterback, your first thing is to protect the ball. That is your number one objective, is to protect the ball and keep the team in a good position and give them the best opportunity to win that game. Everything else is icing on the cake. So Baker, Baker has a very underrated arm. He's got one of the strongest arms in the league. People don't think about that. He was a former first-round pick. You know what I mean? But they also told us that Lamar Jackson wasn't better than him. Because they drafted Lamar later than him.
All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that's our show for today. If you love what we're doing over here at Point Game Official, again, hit that like and subscribe button below. And stay tuned for my Football Made Easy series, as well as our potential fantasy football league coming up soon. Falcons Bird Bath, Point Game Official, C-Mo to C. Mitchell, check it out.